everyone. So the card that I pulled is Indigo and Crystal Children. It's Archangel Metatron. It says you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. But what I'm getting with this message is you're sensitive to energies. You're also sensitive to picking up on Metatron. I spoke about Metatron in a previous video. And I do feel like Metatron, at least for me, does it come through for you the same way? Because I was being told very clearly, don't project myself into the reading. Like, don't kind of, like, this has nothing to do with me, right? Like, this is not going to be synchronistic with me. So I'm trying to just be, like, super careful with, like, even, like, bringing that up. But, okay, so they're saying I can say it, but I don't know if this is, they're just saying I can say it. So, like, Metatron came through for me as kind of clarifying some things, not necessarily clearing energy out, but clarifying things, or like kind of connecting me. You know, it's like because I saw Metatron, then I was able to feel more balanced. And so it's this feeling here where you're being urged to stay connected or stay focused on your guides, or, you know, God, like a higher power, right? Metatron, like, stay focused on the light and those that serve the light from beyond, because they're saying that what you may be feeling right now, if it's a little bit of disorder and an imbalance, an internal imbalance, that this is just a symptom of change, right? It's just a symptom of rebirth. It's a symptom, you know, if you look at the Tower card, you know, kind of looks disruptive, potentially chaotic, but what comes after that? I'm seeing, you know, rainbow. I'm seeing calm. I'm seeing how, like, if you take down the tower, like if you demolish a building and you completely remove everything, and then how nature takes over and it's very beautiful. And so it's this feeling that what was there prior in your life obviously served a purpose, but there was something unnatural to it, like it was lacking something, right? And so when nature takes over after it's demolished, then it feels more balanced, because the way I'm seeing it is it's not just, you know, a lot that's been taken over by nature. It's like you are part of nature and you inherently know how to live on that lot without the building, right? And the things that you've learned from living in the building, and like what you kind of are comfortable with and what's not, you know, all that kind of stuff. And they're showing me like you looking in the building and like looking at how it looks, right? And understanding how it's built, so you can replicate that in your own way with what's available, right? So if there's an imbalance, they're saying to connect with us, like stay connected with us, continuously feel us, listen to us, find our voice, right? And focus on that, and understand that all of that disruption surrounding you is just a symptom of things crumbling in order for that new energy to come in, right? You can even think of like stagnant energy inside of you, right? Or if you were feeling ill and then like if you're coughing, right, then that's you trying to loosen whatever is up, like that kind of stuff. So it's like you're trying to expel what's not working. And this feels reassuring. This feels good, right? This feels like they're showing me the number 6. They're showing me the number 6 and how they're saying like how like 6 is like past the middle of 10, right? So like if you look at tarot, it's like 5, well, it's 5, it's kind of like conflict in a way. So you're more towards like the end half, right? The more like think like a 6 of Wands, or I don't know what 6 of Wands is. I can't think of it. I'm seeing like I'm seeing a specific card that I have where I think it is the Wands, right? And he's like on the horse and he kind of looks like he's in love, or he's like dazed, in a good way. And there's like this woman beneath like following him. I'm seeing this as you. So they're saying like pick this card, like that's you're the 6 of Wands. Because they're saying that it's like it's this good feeling. Like sometimes, and they want me to point this out because they're like, just so you kind of get a clear understanding of this. Like sometimes, it's like after the war, right? I think it's the 6 of. It doesn't matter, but anyway. So it's like after the battle, right? After that conflict, after that like thinking or like over analyzing or planning and all of this kind of stuff, like after all of that, sometimes it's like at what cost? Like that feeling of satisfaction or that return home, right? Like the guy is returning home, and it's like at what cost? But for this, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like relief. It feels like content, happy, and understanding, because it's this feeling like you feeling alone, and it actually feels like it's amongst people. Like you feel alone amongst people, maybe because you're so much in your head and you're thinking about something else, like something beyond, right? Something outside of what's happening. You're not present. And they're pointing out that there's people who recognize there's something wrong, or they know that there's something wrong, and you're going to feel happy. You're gonna feel happy again. You're gonna feel it's like you're gonna feel at peace, and you're gonna feel like the way that you communicate, or like the way that you perceive things, I'm not really sure what this is. It's like, because it's like the way that you see things, because they're showing me you, and then they're like, it's like you looking at someone but not really looking at them directly. Like you're kind of like looking at I don't know, like let's say they're wearing like a hat. I mean, it's showing the third eye, so it's like you're looking at their third eye. But I would look into aquamarine. Aquamarine might be significant here. maybe see what archangel is connected to aquamarine. Okay, so yeah, so you're like looking at, it's like something up here, but then it feels like third eye, but it's like, what is it though? I don't know. I'm hearing the song. Hopefully I'll remember to link it down below, but it's Thank God by Kane Brown. So that's important here for someone. It's kind of like I can feel my mind just kind of going off into space. It's like this feeling like I have so much going on up here. It's okay here. It's like almost hard to focus because it's like there's so much going on up in your mind, and it feels like channeled information, right? Or it feels like spiritual stuff, like, I don't know, space stuff, alien stuff or something. And then there's like a lower symptom of maybe not really expressing it or having like the balance in order to express it. And so then it comes across as like stress and anxiety and this feeling of a disconnect. It's this feeling of disconnect amongst other people and not really feeling like they're able to help you, and kind of like this feeling of being alone, and that kind of translates into maybe like fear or concern or like losing. That's why your guys are like, stay focused on our voice, because it's like, well, sometimes when things can get really out of balance, then you can lose that connect. Like, you're not losing connect, you're losing that voice, right? You're losing, you kind of get like really sucked into the now, right? And into your mind, right? And it's not really into the now, but you know what I mean? Like into this like world and into your world of your mind. And so there's information that can't come through, right? From your guides. And so it's just feeling like it's a very subtle pop, like it's a very subtle pop feeling and sound, where that transformation, like that change, like the tower falling, in this scenario is very subtle, and not drastic. It just kind of like happens. It's kind of like this feeling where you wake up one day and then you're all right. Or it doesn't even have to be waking up. It's like throughout the day you're feeling a certain way, and then suddenly you just like change. Because there's a bridge, right? Like there's a bridge between real life and people around you, and how that's kind of becoming a little dysfunctional, I guess, or like the way that you're going in your mind, and other people can notice this. And then out in space, wherever, and like whatever's happening up in the ethers or beyond and somewhere else, and that connection there, and how it's like the more that you connect there, the more imbalanced it kind of gets here. And eventually you're going to get to this point where that bridge is gapped and there's a good fluid motion between connecting there and feeling balanced here. So that imbalance here is a symptom of things rapidly changing as far as maybe like that building of the bridge is takes a lot of work, right? That's chaotic too. That's like, you know, everything's just kind of a lot of moving parts, so it's very different. And I heard meeting of the minds. And it's interesting because it's like, you're not, I was asking, like, are you gonna meet someone that's gonna kind of help in this or something? Like, is there another person, like specifically another person that maybe I'm referencing? But then they're saying that yeah and no, not really, because this person's always been there. So like I get this feeling there's another person, but it's like they're not coming to your rescue. They're not, you know, all this good, like they've always been there, whether this is in spirit or like physically there. Like they've always been there. I think what you need to know right now, though, is that you're super, 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 super sensitive to energies, right? And so everything's just kind of amplified right now. And so if you just stay as stable as possible, then you're going to eventually get that bridge built, and everything will just kind of be more fluid, right? And they're showing me like a bridge with like cars driving by, and it's like, you know, once a bridge opens, it's like a normal, right? Like the days, it's almost like if you didn't know anything about that city and that bridge, you showed up the next day after it was built, you wouldn't know it was never there because people are just using it, and it just looks like regular everyday life, that kind of thing. So is this, so you see what I'm saying about like that, like very subtle pop feeling? It's like there's no like welcoming thing where they cut the things and, you know, the little ribbons and everyone just celebrates forever. Like it's not like that. It just feels like now this is, you've transitioned into this new stage very, very easily, right? But you're still here, right? Like kind of like the things around you didn't necessarily, it's inside that changed. So they want me to focus, show you the card that I have here, okay? They want me to focus on this now. It says a surprise is on the horizon. Expect a nice surprise. So every time I pull this card, I mean, I take it very literally. It's always been very literal for me that there's a surprise that's coming that you're not going to know anything about. You're not meant to know. You're blocked from this, being able to know the details of this. But they want me to focus on this, and they want me to point out details that I see on this. And so I'm seeing a lot of planets, okay, and galaxies that I had never really paid attention to before. And so it feels like it feels like a perception, because the way that she's looking, she's not looking directly at these planets. And the story I'm getting is like she kind of glanced at the planets before. It's like I glanced at it a couple times, but what I'm really doing is kind of just looking through my peripheral, right? I'm kind of perceiving them, I'm feeling them, I'm using my kind of other senses to kind of see them, right? And that's really important for me, because I want to be more discerning. I want to be able to really understand what it is that I'm seeing, but with my spiritual eye, not my physical eye. I don't want to be deceived by my physical eye. And so I'm standing in practice of doing that. And there's a feeling that I have of wanting to jump. I want to jump off the ledge. I want to like go and soar and like explore the world around me. I want to explore the world around me. And I don't think that it was my time to do that prior, even though I did at different points. But lately I've been kind of waiting, and it feels like a lot of love coming in, right? There's so many roses here. And what I'm getting with these roses is there's like a lot of people giving you roses, right? So it's like this little girl right here. So it's like a lot of people giving her roses, giving her flowers. And I'm seeing it as like accolades or like successes in life, you know, and like something in the material realm, like something there. Getting a lot of attention or just whatever positive kind of reinforcement for this. And I'm not ready to leave it behind. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to leave it behind, but I want to go back to how I was doing it before, in the sense of kind of exploring, you know, like soaring over this town. I want to go do that, but I don't want to do it for long where I'm going to come back and the flowers are wilted and everything's just like gone. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to get that balance. But it's important, and I don't know why it's important for me to perceive the planets. Obviously, I know it's important because that can be kind of parlayed into real life of seeing people by their essence rather than, you know, their glitz and glam or whatever. You know, you don't want to be deceived by someone's persona, right? So it's like, yeah, I get that, but I know that there's something else. Like, I know that there's something else that I'm like training for, I feel, or like practicing this for. And there's a particular planet. I feel that particular planet that's kind of taking the most attention at times, and it can cause a lot of distraction. And then I see this crumble. I see it crumble. I see it completely crumble. I see this is the tower. But you have wings and you've done this before, and like soaring off into town, right? And it's this feeling like all the accolades or like whatever the roses were, right? And you're like, oh, I want to come back. Well, guess what? You're not going to be able to come back to it. Spirit's tearing that down. But what you have to understand is like, put it in as a representative of people, right? People giving you these roses. You're not losing their respect or the value in it. You're losing the actual roses, but you're losing the building. But you were meant to soar. You're an angel, right? You're this fairy. You're meant to soar. You're meant to explore. You're meant to go do those things that you were wanting to do. You're meant to you're just saying like, go there. They're pointing Or like, go there. You're meant to go there. Right here, where you are, where you were. You're just supposed to be here for a little bit. You're supposed to be over there. So you're closing this up. You're closing it up because you're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be there. And it feels very, very happy. It's a relief. When this goes down, you're like, oh my gosh. You know, I'm actually glad that happened. Like, you don't feel bad about it. You're not scared. It's not like this feeling like you're clinging to it. It's not that feeling. You don't feel like you're clinging and clenching, you know, and like wanting this to stay. You're actually like, you know, I enjoyed it. I was gonna come back because I like it, because I was comfortable, but it's gone, and now it's gone. I don't really have a choice, and I was fine. I'm fine. I'm happy about it, actually. And I see these stars back here, and I hear they come alive. Like, these are actually other fairies, and they come forward and they join you. And it's not, I'm not gonna say it's equivalent to like whatever I kept saying of like whatever's happening up there. It's like people around you, that's what I feel, are coming forward. It's like you reconnecting, you able to reconnect with people and like be present, really be present in the moment and talk to them and feel them, and like, you know, it's like it's weird. It feels like really absorbed, like full absorption into life, like a new lease on life, like really feeling happy or like good, like just feeling like really refreshed, renewed. And I'm seeing like delegating, or like kind of like a leadership, where it's this feeling like you going around telling people something. It's like, so whether you're like organizing something, I don't know, it's like you telling people, it's this feeling of like you're gonna be telling people something to do or what's going on. So it's like this delegating feeling, you know, where you're coordinating some event or something like that. You know, it's like, okay, this is what we're doing, you know. And you can see like it would be a difference of prior to this tower falling. It's like you were more of a homebody, and you let other people make decisions, you know, if they wanted to socialize or whatever. Or it's like the people weren't, you know, you weren't being able to go match up on plans, you know, that kind of thing. And then now it's like, I don't know, something changed, but it's like an internal change. And so because you're more balanced here and the bridge has been built, then now it's kind of realigning things, right? Now maybe plans are able to come to fruition. Maybe now you feel like you want to go out and socialize, and you're, you know, hanging out with people from, you know, your friend group, or you're making new friends, and it's putting you in a more outgoing position, right? Or if this is in work or something, it's like you're put in a position, you're putting yourself in the position to vocalize something, and everyone's on the same page. They're listening to you, and you're also helping people too. I'm saying it's like some people who feel kind of like, I don't know, it kind of brings me back to this, where it's like you're helping other sensitives, right, or other people who may not be as forthcoming or expressive with their feelings. Because you're so in tune, because you're more in balance, you have more time and energy to be able to kind of share your wisdom or experience something with them that will allow them to hear your messages, right? And so, and I'm seeing like, I don't know, this could be very specific, like tight braids, like box braids or something, but like tight braids. But then they're saying like, this is how, like, that takes a long time. It takes a long time to do. It takes a lot of patience. It takes skill. And sometimes it can be painful. So it's like, but you sit through it and you look great. So it's like, you know, you're just gonna kind of sit through the impatience or the discomfort, knowing you're not in danger. You know, the person who's doing it's not like yanking your hair out. It might feel like that, but they're not actually doing it. So it's like, you're fine. You're still you. You're still here. You're still fine. Everything's fine. You just have a new style. Okay. And then they're showing vacation, like vacation braids, you know, it's like you're about to go on vacation, you're getting your hair done, everything's done. So it's like, think of it that way. It's like you going on, and then they're showing April, springtime. So, something to look forward to there. And then I'm seeing zero. When it comes to the springtime, and I was like October, and then it was like no, zero, like maybe an Easter, like Easter egg, like an egg, like maybe a surprise. Maybe they're saying like an Easter surprise, or like no, because they're bringing me, it's before Easter. It's before Easter, and I'm like feeling it's like somewhere between March, like mid-March. When's March Madness? The first week of March. So, or first weekend. Anyway, so it's like somewhere between March Madness and Easter, somewhere in between there. It's not Easter. I don't think it's March Madness. It's somewhere in between. And then they're showing, this is but they're showing, it's somewhere around there. Something very good's happening somewhere around there. Something very good. It might happen, you know, something else might happen before that, but there's a specific event happening then. And it feels, like, it feels good, like travel, money, like all this kind of stuff, just like really good there. Look forward to that. Okay, one more. Divine order. Again, see, like with the blue, something about this, and I'm wearing blue. Archangel Ragwell, everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past illusion and see the underlying order. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here with my talking, but yeah, look into aquamarine. Who is that? Okay. And this spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. And I'm really being highlighted to the one that he's holding. Like you see, he's holding this upside down triangle, and it's so like solid and powerful. Like it has a strong current, a really strong current, and it's going yeah, the answer's inside of you. It's going into your chest, right? This is your heart. And then they're showing me the dove on there. And so it's, but you know, when you connect to your guides, it's in your heart, right? Like, they're not like walking around here, like in the physical, right? You have to connect in your heart, and it's so powerful. The current is so powerful. The connection's so powerful. And again, you're super, super sensitive, empathic, right? So, it's kind of like be aware and also be wary, because not only could you kind of spiral yourself, but you can start, when you go like a current, you're churning all that extra energy around you, right? You're grabbing it, and churning it in from other energies that might be around you. So keep with that upside down triangle, hold that current with the Raziel, and feel it, connecting into your chest, into your heart, into your throat, and then out into your guides. You know, get that connection strong again. I was gonna end it, but I'm seeing something because I heard lights on, and it's like in the distance. I see someone in the distance watching you. I would say, for whoever this resonates with, you would not be wrong to feel like maybe there's like negative influences, right? That might be trying to take advantage of maybe how you're experiencing what you are currently. But that's only achievable, right? Like that's only able if you give that power, give them any kind of authority. So let God be your authority, right? No weapon formed against me shall prosper, right? God is in charge. Rebuke it, right? Rebuke it. And focus on peace, clarity of thought, clarity of heart, clarity of, you know, presence, mind, everything. Just kind of repeating myself, right? And you could do this too. Sometimes I do this if I'm like feeling kind of stressed. I'll like go like this. And like, it's like, you can say whatever, like, I don't know what can I can't remember what I say. I just say different things, but it's like, I love myself, you know, I am safe, thank you God. You just like sweep, and you can feel better. Like you just say like whatever positive affirmation, positive, yes. And do that, like I'm sensitive, because that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just giving an idea. You do whatever. Like I'm sensitive, but I'm at peace, or I'm sensitive and I'm at peace. Thank you. Or like, yes, I don't know. That was probably a bad one. But anyway, moving on. All right, I'm gonna go. Bye.